Welcome to another Let's Play. I'm Samuel.
I'm Jacob.
And this is Jacob getting to play the Stanley Parable. I'm just here with him along for the ride. Go ahead and click begin the game. He knows nothing of this game, and I'm leaving it that way for a reason. You guys know why I explained in part one, but, well, away we go. And you can't see the mouse, but we're just waiting for this to load. Loading. There we go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Interesting job, huh?
One day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Well, there you go, Stanley. Step out of your office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
And this already goes past what I was expecting it to go past.
I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes,
Okay, Jacob, let's go on from this. But yeah, he's wanting to go to the meeting room since you accidentally skipped past the thing, so go on. For now, just follow the actual corridors that are open or not open. Now we go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now you get the concept, right? And I predicted it, didn't I?
Not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
And yeah, let all the narrations go through if you happen to reach somewhere. It's hilarious.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
You considered it, didn't you?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
You starting to get why I like this game now? Whoa.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
And he so wants to not do it, but there's no other way out of it.
Pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
It's closing in on you, isn't
The
it?
thought excited him terribly. So he went further.
Okay.
He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
Good
How
Lord.
can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Go ahead.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And
Leave it to you to go down to the depressing one out of all these.
Oh, is the game over?
Yes.
Okay.
You died.
We got time to try that again.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
That's weird.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I love these. You could just stand there and look at. There's too many of them for us to just stand here, but there's some hilarious jokes hidden in these things. Monetize free to play. I just noticed that.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I have yet to find anything in that broom closet either.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I'll actually walk up.
You're still rethinking it, aren't you? It's See, this is nice having someone that has no idea what this game is. This is why I wanted you to play this after I had showed people a playthrough of just following the rules. That way you could do whatever you wanted. And
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
Look behind
Stanley
you.
happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
so how does it feel to follow the rules instead of going to an extraordinarily depressing fate?
How many endings are this game are there?
I've counted at least 5 so far.
Oh, wow.
I mean, like the one, I'll go ahead and tell you, the one where you were on the elevated thing, you could have jumped off of it
That's
onto
what I
that
was thinking.
platform below you.
But I thought it would just automatically die.
No, you could have landed on the
Descending deeper into the
If you had missed it, yeah, you would have
Stanley
died.
realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
And all of those endings that he mentioned in the depressing one
Stanley
are
walked straight
actual
ahead through the
endings,
large door
by the way.
that read Mind Control Facility.
Wait, where does it say?
He said to go through the large door that said mind control facility, but it's up to you.
I'm escaping.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh, okay.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
So what was the ending wherever you actually go to the mind control facility? Because I'm guessing you did that.
Yeah, I did that. I'll show you the footage later. It was pretty much him then escaping and wondering.
I didn't die.
Not yet.
Wow.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his
Oh.
demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
You're good at dying, aren't you?
The picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? Okay.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Where the heck am I at
When
now?
every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Welcome to the Museum of the Game's creation.
Have you been here?
Yes, I have.
This way or?
Those are just doors. They don't lead anywhere. This is literally the Museum of the Game's creation. There is a way out of here, though, so if you just keep following the corridors eventually. But, yeah, like the narrators, all this stuff. This is literally the extras to the game that you found.
So I didn't actually die, or?
Not yet.
So how much time we got left?
About 11 minutes.
Oh, wow. So I take it this is the one you got.
Yeah, I got the freedom ending.
That's all pretty much you get for just obeying all the orders, right?
Yeah, and it's very interesting how that... Ooh, would you look at that? There's an exit somewhere, though. There it is.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me.
Oh, okay, there we
You
go.
can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long
Where's
as you
quit?
move forward, you'll be walking someone else's.
Oh.
Yeah, you could begin the game again, or...
Stop now. It can be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
That was a good sound effect, wasn't it?
So have you found either of those endings yet?
What? Which ones?
The ones I just found?
Yes, I found. I played this game a lot. Let's put it that way. You got 10 minutes if you want to try for another.
All right, let's try for another.
Okay, press escape and then begin again.
All right, since they've already seen what happens whenever you do all the orders, right?
Right. I literally gambled on the fact that you would not follow the orders of a voice. So
I didn't like the voice.
Stanley decided to go to the
He's-
meeting
he's
room.
an awesome
Perhaps
voice,
he had
what?
simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's see. When I took the door on the right, let's see. No, I
went
had,
through the one workroom and then you had the elevator.
all right, but in the left one I had the. I'm gonna go to that platform.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
And you can go ahead and go
Well,
through the rooms and
perhaps
it'll
he wanted
speed
to
it
stop
up.
by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Let's see. No, I took that way, didn't I?
Yeah, that's where the platform was. You wanted to go to the platform, right?
Right.
Wow, I just made you follow an
Stanley was
order.
so directions. It's incredible he
Let's see.
wasn't
Now, how do I get
years
to that
ago.
platform?
Step on top of that and then fall on top.
Look, Stanley.
No, 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 no!
In his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the
Let's just. Go.
Jacob!
Look at that. 3 times already.
You're the master of die. I may name this part Jacob Dies a Lot. That may be what I actually named.
So I'm Rory.
Yeah, on Doctor Who. Yes, you are the Rory of this situation.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted.
I'm going to
stop
give you
by the
one last
employee lounge
ending.
first,
Once you get
just
to an ending, then
admire it.
we'll end this.
All right.
Because
The
they're
lounge
still
was
not going to see
fine.
everything
Oh,
this
well,
game has to
yes.
offer, because there are
But eager to
plenty
get
of
back to
endings built
business,
into this
Stanley
thing.
took
Wow.
the first open door on his left.
Because even on the one path you're about to go on, there's like
Stanley was so bad at following
3 or 4
directions, it's
paths you can
incredible
go
he
after
wasn't
that.
5 years ago.
All right, now.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Now, where's the
I'm not
platform?
your enemy,
The-
really, I'm not.
No.
I realize that investing
That.
your trust in someone
Oh, how do
else
I get
is
there?
difficult, but the fact is that the story has been
Line
about
yourself up
nothing but
perfectly and
you
step off.
all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have 0 consideration for others? Are you
Yeah,
that
pretty much.
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
Oh, wow.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Up to you, Stanley.
Let's try actually listening this time.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. You see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time. The problem is all these choices. The 2 of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
So, do I have to pick a door, or is it just...
No idea, actually. Not got that far into thinking about it.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
What in the world?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
That'd be a nice ending, but that's up to you.
Oh, if I just stay here?
No, I mean, nothing's going to happen if you just stand there. I mean, Go ahead.
Whoa, what in the heck? So nothing happens if I just stand there for a while, right?
Right.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Oh, well, you can't mess with the voice.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
And here we go.
Wait, there's no other way to go, though.
No, exactly. Congratulations, Jacob. You found another one of the depressing endings. Just get it over with. And then we'll wrap this up.
So there's only one good ending, or...
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now,
Again?
can we please get back to the other room?
Unfortunately.
No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking.
Have you had this
to
one
take
before?
this away
Yes,
from
I
me.
have.
I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Well, I told you one more ending, and we've got that one more ending. Congratulations, Jacob. You succeeded in finding every depressing ending of this game.
Was it literally every depressing ending?
Yes, everyone that I can think of. You found it. Congratulations.
Nice.
You could have found the one that's extraordinarily hilarious. I wanted you to kind of find, but no, you had to find every depressing one. Okay, fine. Anyway, if you guys want to find all the other Let's Plays where hopefully we don't make you want to shoot yourself, you can go to tscn.tv/play. And until next time, please play on.
And stay nerdy, my friends.
This has been a production of the Samcast Network. tscn.tv. What's your passion?